Warning. You are about to watch a program that is setting the standard for YouTube content. We don't charge for access, we don't sell account reviews, and we don't pass the bill to you. YouTube is free, Discord is free, and that's exactly how it should be. Time to level up.
You're watching pressure, not panic, not chaos, just pressure. Because strength doesn't need to shout to be real. Becoming confident, convinced this space should crack. That numbers and noise will be enough, and the first attacks hit the wall the way they always do. But every unit they send, every strike they commit, it isn't breaking anything, it's feeding it. You can see the moment it sets in, when confidence turns into hesitation. So they push harder, more attacks, more resources, more effort stacked on top of bad math. Fires don't start here, they start on the way out. Because this wall wasn't built for highlights, it was built for endurance. Wave after wave, the result stays the same. Because defense here isn't passive, it's patient. This is what happens when pressure meets structure, when noise meets restraint, when ego meets a wall that doesn't care. Welcome to WWC Live.
What up, peeps? Welcome into the WWC. Fantastic, folks. That was the answer. The question: how are you doing? Damn-tastic. Great shit going on last war days. Look at this. Don't even have the peeps up. Hold on, gotta get the peeps up. There we are. Okay, we are at our partner alliance on the server, getting a little tour, if you will, hanging out at Row these days. So yeah, fun stuff being at Row. Just bought him a train. Just bought a little train for the number 2 lines. Choo. Hey, I bought a train. Ultimately, trying to get a train at UXW sometimes is next to impossible. There's freaking, and I'm not shitting you either. You can ask anybody. Ask BB. Ask anybody else over there. Panther. I don't know. Maybe a guy named Tanky. Ask him. He might know. I don't know. But getting a train, they're friggin' 3 a day going out of that place, and it's difficult to even get one. So it was like coming over to Row. First thing I saw a train, I was like, you know what? Might as well buy a train for the Alliance because can't usually get them. So train it is. Today, good little fun show. Today we have Cero, I think, coming on. It's a couple weeks since Cero. So it'll be good to pick up with him. Do some tech day, talk through that. Crystal Boss lineups, Crystal Boss Amethyst, where are we? Where are you? A shit ton of information to talk about there. Cero also began the season, so it'll be good to check in with him there. And I get a ton of questions. Number one question I'm getting right now in the game is, what do I do with my gold bricks? I swear, folks, I make videos and all kinds of stuff. What to do with these gold bricks? I tell you. But the second thing that I'm getting a lot of now is total mobilization. Now that we're getting tickets or maybe able to save tickets for free-to-play players, what the hell am I spending these tickets on in the event? Where's the what's the best to put them on? So we'll go through some of that free stuff. I kind of like this. It's really fun. I got to admit, like, it's finally free to play is getting a ton of bricks, like fun kind of bricks in there, and they're like, hey, holy shit, I got actual money I can spend in this game. Like, where am I spending it? Where the hell do we do? I'm not used to this life, and hopefully we can get you used to that life. Hopefully that's how we continue to roll around these parts. But gotta tell you, it's time to get to the people. What's up, folks? I mean, this was outrageous. I saw this when I popped in. I was like, "Holy shit!" There's like a little picnic party that goes on before the stream even starts. It's so much fun. The support, by the way, overall, the WWC support, I just cannot thank you enough. Like the message I get, like truly, it feels like it's cookie cutter like responses, but it's honest appreciation. All you out there is unbelievable. It just feels so great to see you guys out there and get messages and whatever. So I appreciate the hell out of you. So Last War Terror, constant stop in. Okay, this guy's just now, like, I'll tell you, two people that have been just constant in this chat on repeat now for, God, I don't know, the last probably a couple weeks of shows, whatever. At Last War Terror and Deathmaster, just a month, just punching in the clock, like always here. Appreciate the shit out of you. Seeing you guys here all the time. So welcome in Last War Terror. I think it's a shout out to 827. So there's your shout out. Tanky, what is this 118 posing? What is this thing he's got going now? He's 118? What? Stop it. What is going on? Hulk Crash, what up, buddy? Shout out to 1593. Good to see you. As I said, good to see Deathmaster up in here. That new update for ammo event. Oh yes, 100% Deathmaster. Yeah, we should clock that in. That's good stuff. Let me write that down. Yeah, that was a good update. Is right. I love that shit. That's what I'm saying, man. People that don't like some of these updates that are going in, God, it's awesome. I don't care why. We talked to the end of the day about why this is happening, and who gives a shit? Like, lawsuit, this, whatever, blah, blah. It's so much better for people who are playing this game. Does it really matter why it's happening? Who cares? Just keep it coming. It's almost like you wish the game was like this from square one, right? Like, it's awesome. It's awesome. And that comes from a high spender. Honestly, it's fantastic to see. What do you got, Hulk Crash? Why purchase with silver doesn't count to buy any pack. It says pack not what currency. Good morning, WWC peeps. What up, RJ? Bear down. Another Australia in the house. I'm in Bullseye event now. Already sending emails with what the Crush. Will you stop fighting with the AI people there, whole crap? What up, Cobb? Welcome in, buddy. Ant, leader of the North. Oh, check out Ant video if you guys didn't see that live. I just posted a video for it, man. Fantastic. Great stuff coming from him. Over there on 670, doing good things 670. Don't let anybody get you down, brother. Keep doing your thing over there. Keep building that thing out. Love to see it. Can't wait to see how it ends up. What would be really cool? What would be really cool, Last War Terror? You got it. You got my ear. What you got? They give a reward for consecutive. Yeah, of course. It would be good. Yeah, I've been saying that. That's nice. I would love a little consecutive stuff. Will, always great to see Will. Shout out to 588, man. Yeah, all right, yeah. Rest in peace, Dolly Parton. Yep, rest in peace. No doubt. Everybody's got to go. Everybody got to go. For the good ones, but yeah, rest in peace. No doubt. No doubt, a difference maker. A lot of you might not like country, and you maybe don't give a shit much about Dolly Parton. I can see that. Different cultures, different strokes, different folks, all that. Listen, and not like sometimes when a famous person dies, what's it mean more than the famous person down the road from you? I tend to agree with you sometimes with that. Because it's like, hey, yeah, Larry died too, and nobody gave a shit. But you know what? The thing about Dolly Parton was, and you look it up, she did a lot of good for a lot of people. And that's one thing I could say about Dolly Parton is she was a difference maker. And for that, she at least deserves her thanks, appreciations, and RIP. RIP to a good one. So there you go. That's some Dolly Parton stuff. Chicken Charlie, what up? Cero, got to get you up in here. Killer B, shout out to 118. God, get yourself the chip material for the drop. Yeah, yep. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. There's Tanky. There he is. Take Charlie. Submarines. So there we go. Ooh, submarines. That's a good one. Okay. Not shout out to 928. That's a new one. Submarines. Wisconsin. God, you mean Doritos, Clorox, chip material? Well, that's Wisconsin. Wisconsin's on something, man. He's on a he's a bender. Pegasus, what's up, buddy? Good seeing you here. Lale. Shout out to 1981. Okay. Shout out to 1981. Whoever you want to be a shout out to, you get a shout out, my man. Welcome in. Let's see. Is Cero ready? Is the question. I'm ready to get my man Cero up in here. Is he ready? That's everybody's question. Everybody's question. Oh, he said he's ready. Uh-oh. Look out now. Look out now. Be careful. Careful. Button up the shirt. Button up the shirt. Cero's coming around. Straighten up, folks. Straighten up. Your admin is about to be talking. Little Discord admin coming on board. Yo, Cero. Okay. X-Lock, right? 1048. Look at me dialed in. The only thing I don't have is your THP. Oops, my bad. $199. All right. Well, give you credit. Credit's due. I'm not gonna give you 200 just to say it. Like, you got to earn that. Oh, hold on. I gotta get you in. Hold on a second. Hold on. You're not up in here. There you are. Okay. Go ahead. Try now.
All right,
All right.
nice.
You're good. You're good. Yeah. I can't just give you 200. You gotta saddle that in.
Yeah, kicking and screaming.
So what did you just start on Sunday? Season 6?
Yeah, we just started season 6, and it is a trip, man.
Awesome,
It is a
right?
trip. Yeah, it's really cool. Like there's some really interesting stuff going on,
Mm.
seeing where people are positioning, who's starting where, what packs are forming,
Mm-hmm.
who's going in what direction.
Mm-hmm.
Because you start your fighting over the first corner pawns or whatever, like a week in. And I don't think we've ever had fighting that quick
Yeah.
before, have we?
I mean, so season 5, you could fight. So for the big thing was we used to catch people in the mud on the first couple days of the season because they didn't realize you can hit people from, yeah, as long as people are in the mud, you can get them across the map. So we learned that in season 5, like real early, and then you couldn't hit anybody outside the mud. Like they had to be in the mud. But they also had in season 5 where you were able, I think it was a couple weeks in though, you could start going after others' banks across the map. You can take a bank if you had the power to take it across the map, you could do that. So there was a
Nice.
little bit of that early on in season 5 if you wanted it, but you really had to get after it to have it happen. You
Yeah.
weren't very close to the stronger alliances. Do it. Where are you on the map on season 6? Because that's a big thing. Where'd you end up?
Yeah, we are on the top left corner, so we are the
Eey.
Deepwoods faction, and we
Mm.
are right up against the strongest server. But I tell
Mm.
you what, you know what? That's kind of out of all the places to be on the map, that's
Mm.
kind of where I wanted us to be. There were two spots that I wanted, either that or the opposite diagonal, because they give you so many different strategic options for either linking up with enemies or pushing against your opponents. I don't
Mhm.
know. It feels like a good place to be if what you want to do is kind of be that hinge, be the pivot, and that's a
Mm.
that's a good role for us. That's a good place for us to be.
So the corner is tough because you have the furthest to travel
Yep.
from there. So that makes it a little bit tough. The other thing is it depends on how the servers play. Is kind of depends on how your season goes, because if they decide to kind of drop down the server beneath you in the server tier, like if they kind of block a little bit over in that middle, it makes it a little bit more difficult. But um we'll see how it plays out. We'll see. You let us know how that works out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's fun. We got a good group, we got a good bunch, good communication, a lot of friends on every side of the aisle. Some friendly fire too. We have some friends on the opposite faction as well, folks that we've known for a long time. So there's good friendly competition, some good sportsmanship, and
Good.
some not so good sportsmanship. There's always a bit of that too. You know what I mean?
And let me tell you this, and you can put this in your team's head early, okay? I would my recommendation would be to keep it respectful, and I'll tell you, especially here, and I'll tell you why. Because if you look at our gold vein layout of how it happens, this gold vein, everybody was really respectful this season. Everybody, like everybody, really. We didn't have too many public disputes. Like everybody was incredibly great to play the season with, and it was what it was. But our gold vein is set up the complete opposite of how our season was. So
Oh
we
wow.
we were against 120 and 193, and our partners were 181 and 188. And now we face 181 and 188, and our partners are 120 and 193. So it's just it's complete opposite. So if for whatever reason we were real dicks to 193, let's say, and badmouthed them in world chat and got into it and blah blah blah, right? Now you pay the piper, because now they would be like, well, you know what? F off, because we're not going to help you in Gold Vein. We're not going to work together. I don't give a shit. Well, the thing about Gold Vein is, and people were saying before, yeah, the winning rewards are so good, and the rewards are good, period, in Gold Vein. So even the losing rewards are really good, and you need participation and everybody to work together, especially if you're defending in Gold Vein. So I would just say for you across your team or whatever, looking at the long game of playing out when Gold Vein Part 2 is coming, just think about relationships. You know what I mean? Like being friendly with everybody, because it pays dividends not only in the season, but also in Gold Vein Part 2 for you. So
Yeah. That's kind of awesome. I'd really be interested in seeing what your take is on Gold Vein, the lessons learned from the first go around versus how you're treating it this time, because it was an experience for us on defense. We found ourselves, protecting a corner, protecting a quadrant. The very first week was a complete learning experience. We figured out the dynamic, we figured out the buildings, we figured out the points.
mhm.
Second week, we made a plan, we stuck to the plan, executed flawlessly. We did not give up a single point of durability.
Mm.
Third week, the buildings we fought so hard to protect. I'm sorry, last week. I guess it would be week 4. The building
Right.
we
Yeah, I
fought so
gotcha.
hard to protect, we're
Mm-hmm.
still open during the
Mm-hmm.
damn last week. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
as a defender, you are set up to fail. So help me
Mm-hmm.
understand how we would do things differently in
Mm.
that regard.
Yeah. So I will tell you that, first of all, it's awesome to have a great strategic mind like Doberman at the helm, so I don't have to worry about these problems. I totally could see it, 100%, Cero. So I love the fact that I need to play my job. I play my role and I do my job. That I love that, because that's what I will do for the event, and I'll do whatever I can. I am all stocked up and ready for the event, Cero. That much I can tell you. My drill grounds. I didn't go too hard in kill event because I wanted to make sure I had my troops ready. I already have 11,000 sitting in my hospital waiting, so I will heal these, and I'm going to put another probably 11,000 in the hospital. So I'll have double up. I don't even care about claiming my emergency center because that's locked. I have another 2,000 ready, be claimed out of that. That I'll wait until the day to do, and I'll stack this up. So well, probably next day or so. So the emergency center will have the troops sitting in there, but I won't claim any. So I'll probably have 4,000, 22,000, and then I have about 65,000 in my drill grounds. So I plan to go into Gold Vein with about 88,000 troops.
Nice.
That's my plan. And I, I don't know how it's going to go, but I know that defense is going to be difficult, trying to do the buildings. So I'll tell you from my perspective this time around, attack is so much easier. You could already tell because you're attacking bases, you could attack the buildings, you can attack whatever the hell you want. When you're defending, you really have to like defend your buildings, right? Like you can't necessarily just sit there and worry about attacking everybody, draining everybody's troops, because you need to worry about holding on to these buildings. And I can see, to your point, like as you go throughout the weeks, those buildings that you're on the outskirts, now you have to worry about the big points on the inner. How are you going to spread yourself too thin to not but I think at that point it's a points game, right? Like you got to figure out the points. And even if you gave up those outer buildings at that point in the last week, you just need to end up with more points than the other side, not let them get to that point threshold they need. So it's a matter of, okay, what buildings do you need to hold on to just win the week? Last time we won, when we did the season, we won every single building. I don't think this time is going to be that way. Like I think this time is more about outpointing every week, if that makes any sense. So I think that's going to be the difference for defense versus attacker to me. Is it's very difficult to be the defender and just like destroy everybody. You know what I mean? Just embarrass people, like just hold every single building. It's very difficult to do that. So we have Shady Pun. Shady Pun led a server 184. He defended, so he shared some insights into the game plan he used when he was successfully defending. So yeah, we'll see. You'll see it live. But I'm anxious to hear your season. So kickoff, right? Like your kickoff of your season. What do you think? How are you doing with the resource collection and all that with the team? How are things going?
Yeah, so we had a bit of a shakeup right at the start of our season. Our longtime R5, a personal situation, completely stepped away and kind of handed over the reins. I was deep in season 5 planning, pulling up the guides, looking up the resources, figuring out the timings, trying to figure out the coalition, setting up the Discord for our 4 servers. So I was already 100% full planner mode. So I just kind of plugged in there and move
Mm-hmm.
forward. It's because really at that point, what everyone wants to avoid is what are the things that I shouldn't do. I don't want to step in dog do at the beginning of the season and figure, oh, I shouldn't have pressed that button. I should have saved this. I should have saved that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to avoid those landmines. So I tried to put out a mail to just kind of give everyone the heads up. Here's what you do. Here's what day one looks like. Here's what we are pushing, and just prepare to empty your drill ground multiple times over. And so far, that's been going all right. We had, the challenge is always that first day or two is such high activity, such high activity.
Best part of the
Dude,
season.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I remember when I was on the stream here with you and you were starting season 6, and I remember you going out killing zombies to hit that 100 milestone goal. And guess
Yeah.
what the hell? Guess what the hell I was doing at just past midnight my time, day one. I was like, oh, I need to get my zombies. I gotta find these warm areas somewhere. Same shit.
Yeah.
Exact same shit.
Yeah.
So that's what it's been about, right? It's been about just figuring out where the priorities are, what to donate. And as stuff opens up, I think one of the things they do well is they don't unlock all of the features right away. You got to capture a pond before you start fishing. You got to
Mm-hmm.
unlock the thing before Under the Ruins comes out. So there's
Mm-hmm.
bits and pieces of the season that unlock. I think they could do a better job of just pacing that a bit more, because it's always so
Mm-hmm.
overwhelming on day one, and then
Mm-hmm.
4 hours, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, because everyone's just sitting there waiting for the next virus assistant. So
Mm-hmm.
I think they could pace that a little bit better. But otherwise, you know what? I love the theme. I love the branding. I love the look and feel. I love how just everything feels cohesive. Like
Mm-hmm.
every part of it is just a good theme. Love the alligators. You know, it's kind of funny. I know that I'm killing zombies on the map. I know this is a zombie game because there's zombie stuff everywhere. This season doesn't feel like a zombie season. Like
Mm.
it, nothing about it really feels
Oh.
zombie themed at all. It just feels like a war game.
Mm.
That's kind of cool. You know, not everything has to be, skeletons and whatever jumping out at
Mm.
you. It can just be, they can take it a different way. And I like that they took a different approach to this season. It's going to be interesting to see how we have to balance the faction tech donations versus the alliance energy donation. I'm not 100% sure where the right line is going to be on that one. But so far it's been fun. It's been good. A lot of busy, really hectic. I'm glad I won't have
Uh,
to buy the mushrooms the whole time. I remember you doing a season 6 video where you're talking about I don't need to buy these mushrooms anymore
don't.
because I'm capped out. So I'm like,
Yep.
well then shit, do I even need to bother buying them from the beginning? Day one,
Right.
obviously you get whatever you can get.
Yeah. Yeah. You
But
do in the beginning a little bit. You do in the beginning.
yeah, but
Yeah.
before long, I mean I can see myself once I've got these spore colonies or whatever maxed out. I'm like,
Right.
I think I'm good.
And that's what's funny is because when you looked at the comments when I made the video, when I make these videos a lot, people think, people rush out to make videos, right? And they just like to put videos out there. Put videos. Let me just rush out. For me, like people are saying, "Oh, thanks for putting a video out. This doesn't help us now." I'm not putting videos out for the people necessarily that I'm playing with. I'm putting videos out for somebody like you. It's like it's breadcrumbs that I can leave after playing a season that the next, 17 server groupings can watch and learn from, right? Like it's that's what I feel is most helpful to people is when something happens to you and you realize, oh shit, I probably shouldn't have done this or blah blah blah. You get the benefit of it. Like the day one videos, right? Like to me, unfortunately, as a lab rat, I don't get to prepare and I don't get day one. So for me, like what my knowledge that I can give to anybody else is let me see what was most important for me. I wish I knew when I started a season. And then let me put out day one of what I wish I know so you can know what at least is in front of you to prepare, right? Just to prepare yourself for like do this, do that, do this checklist. So that way, to me, one of the important things to have a productive season. And people are like, "Oh, I don't want to ruin it. I don't, give me a step-by-step guide." Listen, one of the things of a productive season is getting off on the right foot. Like
Yep.
you can actually slow down your progress to your entire season if you do not take advantage of things right off the bat. So just use it to have a successful season. We're playing a game that costs money. Right? We're playing a game where these resources are actually money, their strength, their power for you to get additional things in the game that other people can't get if they don't advance as fast as possible. So to me, it's not just about the entertainment factor of it, it's the fact of use it to take advantage of something that costs money to other people, right? So that's why I like making the videos after the fact more than maybe just like right in the middle of it. And unless it's some extreme tip that somebody could use, that's really what I'd rather do for the community and give back. And I think you're gonna have so much fun with the fighting, Cero. So yeah, the zombie in the beginning, no doubt. And there's some things you'll find out. I don't need to tell you. There's some things you'll find out the game clearly could have done a little better with the season. No surprise, it is what it is. You can't have perfection, but I think you are going to love the changeover in the fighting, how busy you're going to be, your server, your grouping, your hopefully you get along with everybody, because the fun is only just begun for the season. It's really a phenomenal trip, so you'll love it. You're gonna love it.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. The fact that we have so much fighting and the fact that we have so much fighting to look forward to, people have to get out of the mentality that this is like any other season because the city destruction mechanic on its own,
Hmm.
like I'm almost thinking like, you know what, every week you have a decision to make as to whether you're gonna stand your ground and defend your cities and then
Hmm.
go hunting, figure out how the hell where and how you're gonna get to a position where you can start destroying some cities. Because the old thing used to be, oh, I need to remember to drop my cities because I'm gonna upgrade cities. Nah, man, just get out there, light people up, and just have a good time.
M-
You
m-
lose troops, you win, you lose, whatever. It's a war game. At the end of the day, we're here for a good scrap with good people, right? So that's really what's it about, and I'm really
yeah.
looking forward to that part.
Move fast. Move as in the season. Move as fast as you can, Cero. Push it. Push the envelope and move as fast as you can in this season. The people who move fast get the advantage. So just move. Just keep pushing as quick as possible. Hit your ones, hit your twos, hit your threes, hit your fours. Just keep going as fast as humanly possible. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's
But
the plan.
anyway, good. So Cero just kicked off day 2, busy. It's really my favorite part. I've talked about this. My favorite day in Last War is the beginning of any season. Like the first day of the
Yep.
season. Everybody's online. It's so much fun. I just get such a kick out of it. I love it. So a couple things definitely we got to get to that's been wild. One of the things I wanted to touch on is mobilization. So a lot of people, I am in mobilization right now. One of the things people are big on, I want to know about is mobilization. Like all these free to play players. How exciting, Cero! All these free to play players that all of a sudden are able to spend. How fun is that? Period. Right?
It's like their ears must have been ringing the last time you and I talked, and I was like, shouldn't they have some kind of mechanic where they give currency for mobilization? And
Yeah.
wouldn't you know it, here we are.
Yeah, yeah, and then we talked to Slappy. What was it? Like the week before, 2 weeks before. Say, hey, go tell them to give whatever tickets for mobilization. But how fun! Just overall, just the bricks though, right? Just the crystal boss,
Yep.
just the bricks and the silver bricks, and just how much fun! That's so awesome that everybody kind of can do this now and participate. So
Yeah.
what do people get in total mobilization? So I will be clear as day for you what I spend in total mobilization at this point and what I recommend for you in total mobilization. When I first started, when I was just a baby QB and I wanted to be strong QB, I focused on, I did a lot of level 5 component boxes early on. That's what high spenders you'll see will empty out, will literally come in and like they're gonna buy 1,500, empty this some bitch out. They just grab these level 5 drone components. It's how they push their drone components early, incredibly expensive, and they push in for all the people that you see. This is where they really do it. This is where that level 5 this is where the drone components get pushed. For a free-to-play player, it doesn't even need your attention. You really don't need to go below here and worry about any of this stuff. It's just you get limited tickets. So we need to somehow maximize the value of those tickets. And really, to me, the most valuable thing that's in mobilization is the gold material. That, for me, is the most valuable thing. And so I look at it more this way, like your skill chips are very limited in where you can push them and how you can push them. They take forever to push, especially free to play low spenders. Oh my God. It takes you forever to push these things, right? And I get it. I understand from an exclusive perspective, like, oh, the exclusive weapons, how do we push those? And I get that. But the thing is, if you get the opportunity in 2 weeks, if you, let's say you can get 25 exclusive weapon charts, let's say you get 30 of them. Guys, over the next couple weeks, you'd be able to collect 30 exclusive weapon charts from different places. The game's making them readily available. You can rob them and plunder them. You can get them in a lot of stuff. You collect them, different events, they're rewarded for you, different spots. I look at it as, over the next couple weeks, where are you collecting chip material? Gold chip material. It's just hard to get. And to me, chip material for a free-to-play low spender is so important because you start talking about being able to select what chip you can make. It's not even about the boxes that you can, like, I got a chip, I got a box, right? Like a chip box, it's just random. Oh, good, it just gave me a chip on my third team that you're never going to use, right? Or well, never, but a decade. You know what I mean, Cero? Like you get the chip that pop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you're a tank team, and all of a sudden you get a missile chip or something, you're like, oh great, oh thanks. Um, so to me, that's why the chip material is so valuable, because you really can drive up the chips and where to get. It's the number one thing I get always in this event. I look forward to. I clean out. It's a no brainer for me to get. How about yourself, Sarah? What do you look for in mobilization from your perspective?
Yeah, this is a good place. So generally, I like to go with whatever's the highest value because I'm typically 5, $10 is usually all they'll get out of me in a given event. So for mobilization, the sweet
Mm-hmm.
spot for that, you spend $10 on coupons, you get the 20 coupon bonus. So that means you get 40. So with 40, you can do a couple different things. So it depends on what I'm closest to. If I'm close to I'm close to the next tier. If I'm close to, let's say I'm 5 blueprints away from getting 4 stars on a radar or 4 stars on a armor piece, right? Or some key gear piece, then I'll be like, all right, then I'm gonna push and just kind of get over the edge on those last few blueprints to get across the line. Otherwise, for total mobilization, used to be an event that I would put in the 10, I would get the exclusive weapons, and I'd leave it at that. But if I was going to get anything at all, it would be typically the trip materials. Because what I found is that I have an alt account, and generally I don't spend anything at all on it. And getting
Mm-hmm.
even just the 5 stars worth of chips on this is absolutely pulling teeth. So with all
Right.
the free gold bricks that we got and all the free stuff that we got, I've been pushing chips on that account, and now that other account now has got 3 red chips
Mm-hmm.
simply because I've been able to get the drone chip materials out of mobilization. So I tend to focus on the things like you said that are more difficult to get, even without the 40 exclusive weapons that you get in mobilization. You're going to average 20, 25 exclusive weapons a day. So when you think about the time that you're buying, when you buy those 40 exclusive weapons of mobilization, you're really buying yourself a day and a half worth of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's really all you're getting. It only comes across once a month. You're
Mm-hmm.
not seeing a huge return on that. But for the chip materials, like I will beat people by virtue of just having better chips when it's a really close matchup, simply because these things stack on top of each other over and
Mm-hmm.
over and over again. And then eventually enough chips scattered across your first team that when you finally get 2 red dots on all of them, going into the second, almost third year of the game, additional teams start to matter. Second team starts to matter. Third team
Mm-hmm.
starts to matter. We've talked about this before, where that's the direction the game is pushing you in with these awakenings, with people, even free to play, finishing the yellow blueprints on their first team when they get out of second year. Starting to get their 30 exclusive weapons for 2 heroes, 3 heroes, 4 heroes by the time they're wrapped up in season 6. It just makes sense. It just makes sense simply because the only other place that you're going to get that as a low light spender, you do what? You buy your drone pass once a month, and that gives you what? One drone chip choice test? One. One.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all you get.
Yep.
This is the place. This is now with what you're able to buy, with the way that they've shaped the stores, with the offers that they give you, and just the way you're structured. This is really the place for you to get those things. I see this as the place to get your chip materials in the same way that I saw Bounty Hunter as the place to get your bond badges,
Correct.
in the same way that I see Glittering Market, and for me, Glittering Market is red prints. Like each of these has an area of focus for me because it's one of the best places for me to be able to continue to push that forward. And the chip stuff on total mobilization is just where to go. And here's the thing. That is, if you asked me a year ago, I'd give you a different answer and I would be pushing exclusive so damn hard because guess
Mm-hmm.
what? A year ago, I still had heroes that hadn't had 20 exclusive weapons on my main squad. So that was something that I really need to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
But now the game gives you enough as you get further into the seasons, as you push past season 4, season 5, season 6, you get so many more places where exclusive weapon shards come up that you don't feel as hungry for getting them in absolutely every single event. Particularly since, they've pulled the reins on some of this stuff. And at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, with the crystal boss giving you gold bricks, giving you silver bricks, so you can get some of this stuff for free, you can really plan around it. And I'm always going to bias if I like right now, if total mobilization came up and I had 29 exclusive weapon on my Lucius, yeah, I'm going to get the exclusive weapon shards because I want that 30 and I want it now.
Mhm.
But other than that, I'm gonna stick to the plan and focus on those chips.
Yeah, I think that's a great spot. Like I really do. If you're close to anything and you can push you over the edge, sure, 100%. And it makes total sense. Get yourself to that bump. Early on, the game, the exclusive shard distribution was certainly a lot different than it is today. So I think it's going to be a little bit easier to get some of these exclusive pushes as you could do it. The early server is going to be a little bit longer, but I also think everybody's in the same boat. And like you said, if you plan going forward, looking at what everybody else can do, the exclusive shards, they're just pouring them out, especially now as we've turned the corner to Awakening, right? So we turned the corner to
Yep.
Awakening. The game wants everybody to get the exclusive weapons up. 'Cause, like, we're done with that. We're past exclusive. Everybody's on Awakening. So like give them the exclusives. Give them the exclusive weapons. So I love the amount of exclusive weapons that are pouring in. The trains, the sleds, the different spots that everybody can continuously get them in the events. They're just pouring in. It's nice to see. But really, I would look at five star. Like looking back on chips, my chip strategy, if I was doing this again, would be to target five across the board. Fives, all fives. Get my chips to all fives, and then really, when I get to all fives, I almost want to get my second team started on that for chips. Because if I had two teams that were 5 stars on chips, I can literally spend the rest of the game just working on my first team. Because five is going to hold up your second team just fine. If you get 5 stars, you get to the bonuses, that second bonus on 5 stars. Your next one's like 8 stars. Talking like from 5 stars to 8 stars is ridiculous, the amount of chips you need. It's horrible. It's so easy for me to sit here and tell you from a high spender if I wasn't realistic. I could sit here and be like, guys, push to 8 and then go push another one to 8. Come on, what are you doing? Guys, from 5 stars to 8 stars for somebody who's a free to play is unbelievable. It's like, Jesus, to try to collect that many stars. I can tell you from a high spender, the same thing happens trying to push from 8 to 10. 8 to 10, I just went and pushed all of my first team to 10 stars. Just did it, finished it. 40 now across the board. And it was a journey to try to get that many as a high spender, cleaning this out. So as a free to play low spender, I'm looking at more realistic goals. I'm thinking, what is the minimum to hold a team up? Like, what gets us really solidified with chips? And it's 5. Really, 5 is solid number of stars to get yourself in good shape. And if you leave a second team at 5 and push your first team and then go to that 8-star goal, you're gonna be good. You're gonna have a first team and a second team that's solid in chips as a goal to me. That's really what I would focus on and try to push to. But the 8 stars is just so far of a goal. I think we have to look at his return on investment. You have to think about it from a perspective of, if I push to 5-star, how much is 1 to 5 going to get me in power on my second team versus sitting here forever and trying to get to 8 on my first team and having nothing on my second team. That's what you have to think about as a return on investment.
Yeah. And
And
it really does become nothing on that second team. Like it's crazy how pathetic the second and third team go when you're focusing hard on the first one.
mhm. Third team's out the window. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
free to
Yeah.
play, like low spender, I would take that third team, crumple it up in a little ball, and throw it right out the effing window. I wouldn't even look at that damn thing. I'd be like, people are like, oh, should I use this? Should I use that? No. No. Just treat it like, honestly, unless you're going to use one of the heroes in a mix squad, like you're going to pull Adam in, or you're going to pull in Lucius or something like that. I just wouldn't look at my third team heroes if I'm a free to play low spend. It's
Yeah.
just pretenders
Honestly,
do
the
two teams.
only yeah, exactly. The only thing my third team has is I would when they used to, and God, it'll be interesting to see what the dynamic is going to be, right? Because something that something that wasn't around when exclusive heroes were getting unlocked were the free gold bricks from the crystal event, right? So used to be like, okay, you got to pay your $20, and if you didn't pay your $20, you don't get the hero. Well, now you can save your gold bricks from the crystal event and always unlock the exclusive on your main hero. They don't have the pop-up pass anymore. They don't have
Mm,
the extra, spend 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 on
mhm,
exclusives to
mhm.
give yourself that bump. You unlock it, and guess what? Low spend with your crystal event, not spending any of your actual money. You get to unlock the exclusives exactly as they come out, and you're none the worse for it. So, be really interesting to see how that pans out. But a lot of the time, what you end up having on the second and third team is really okay. I unlock the exclusive weapons, and that's it.
Mm,
That's literally it. Every now and then, you get an exclusive choice chest, and that's what. That's Tesla. That's Diva. That's Kim. You're gonna keep pumping your first team until they're 30, and then once they're done, you work on your second one until they're 20. But you're not even thinking about 20 until your main team is 30
no,
anyway. So
no.
it doesn't even exist, really. It really doesn't exist.
And that's why Cero, like I talk about chips that way, not because it's unrealistic, right? From a high spender perspective, to say, hey, yeah, you're a free to play low spend, you shouldn't be worrying about your second squad that early about your chips, right? That's why I really bring it up. I bring it up because I think it's a smart move for a free to play low spender to get their first team to 5 and worry about their second team to 5, because chips are not something you can do fast. It's not something all of a sudden you can get. You're a free to play player and you get to season 5 or something, or season 6, and all your exclusive weapons are, let's say, 30, right? And then finally you go overnight, you're like, well, I have all my skills, I have all my exclusive weapons, my mastery's done, I have my second mastery now at 80%. I'm starting to push my tactical, I'm going to have to work on another mastery. Maybe I can start looking at my second team. Let me go take a look at my chips. Oh, there's 0. I have one star because I've been working on getting my first team to 8. It's not something you can fix overnight. You can't. If you're free to play, you can't come up with chips out of the blue. Like it's so hard to find these chips that, to me, you're better off with the 5-5 and then spend your time pushing that first team to 8, because by the time you get to where I'm talking about, your second team's ready to go. That second team is going to be so hard to get anything out of if your chips are 0. You got 0 chips and you're just shitting out on chips. It's going to be very difficult to get anything out of that team. Even with the
Yep.
mastery, you already got to worry about gear, which is bad enough, folks. Bad enough for you. Have to worry about gear. Don't do it on the chips. So anyway, that's just take it or leave it, but that would be my advice on the chips. All right, cool. That's mobilization, folks. I know I got a ton of questions on that. So cool. We went through that. How about Crystal Boss? You want to get into that? Cyril?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
The
Speaking
actual
of,
event, boss, man. It's been such. First of all, can I just say that I love the fact that they've created an event that's accessible, that you can get rewards just by participating. That as your team grows, as your account grows, you can continue to get rewards. We're It came into us, season 6, post season 6. So where you and I are in the game is a very different place than if this crystal thing had been around at the very beginning. What this does for people like, the zoo that is server 2308 with like its 43,000 players or however many people are on there, they're going to go through a completely different cycle of growth and kind of power normalization, because they normalized having gold bricks without spending. They normalized having crystal, silver bricks without spending. So you're always going to be able to make progress. One of the things I noticed is that quick primer on crystal event. This is a building that comes available after the first day of season 1, and you have 3 attacks per day. You're supposed to, and ideally, you use a mono team. So if you're tanks, you use all tanks. Air, use all air. Missile, use all missile. There's some interesting synergies by putting Atom with tanks or putting Atom with air team, and it's important for you to experiment. In the Discord, we have a Crystal event channel, and Delbone from server 1032 did an amazing job
oh,
putting together different comps, different teams, different formations
he's
for people to
amazing.
experiment with. Yeah,
Oh,
dude's a rock star. Actually, absolute legend putting in work for the community.
yeah.
But there's just so many different ways. So once you've got that event, you do 3 attacks per day, And your highest damage for the week is what's considered for the amount of these crystal, amethyst crystal resources that you get. And then you go into the crystal shop and you have the ability to buy what? You can buy gold bricks, you can buy silver bricks, you can buy a weekly pass, the take all weekly pass once a month. You can get one of those take all weekly pass tokens. There's other things inside the crystal event shop, but really that's as far as anyone really needs to go. If you're
Mm,
going in there and you're looking at, oh, I have some diamonds here that I can use for teleports, maybe. Wrong. That's not what you use those for. You get your diamonds a million other places. This is not where you want to spend to get your diamonds. One of the cool things, we're just talking about chips. And if you're free to play, you're like, well, I don't want to spend a bunch of money to be able to get the tokens or spend a bunch of money. I don't have enough gold bricks to do a bent. Well, guess what? If you want to focus on chips, you can come in here and buy 20 mobilization coupons. That'll get you 2 rounds of your exclusive weapons. It'll get you some chip materials. So even if you completely tap out your gold bricks and you decide you want to focus on mobilization to get your chips, they give you a little bit more options to do that. The nice thing is this new currency that they added to this silver bricks. Now, I mean, you look at it and you immediately can see it's like, all right, so basically, 10 silver bricks equals 1 gold brick. That's the rough napkin math I want people to have in their heads. So when you talk about 5,000 silver bricks, what you're buying is essentially 5 gold bricks, $5 worth of event currency for you to be able to buy. So, for example, when you're going through this and you're looking at Glittering Market and you're going to buy stuff using these silver bricks, that's best value $5 daily pack, which if you were a lower spender, that's kind of your bread and butter for Glittering Market. You can use silver bricks to redeem that instead. So you can use 5,000 silver bricks to do one buy of that high value pack. The same is true when you're going through the bounty hunter. You can use the 5,000 silver bricks to buy bullets in the bounty hunter event to make sure, no, not bounty hunter, in the ammo bonanza event. Sorry, I get those
correct.
two names too. So the ammo bonanza event
Yeah.
where you're getting your blueprints and you're getting your red prints, you can buy bullets using those silver bricks.
Yep.
In the bounty hunter event as well, you're able to use silver bricks for that. So you have a lot of flexibility in terms of how you want to invest the currency. Personally, when I'm in here looking at this shop, buy out the gold bricks. That's a no brainer. It is flexible. You can use gold bricks for damn near anything you want to buy in this game. Right now, I started season 6 on my alt account. And guess what I did? I bought the gold bricks and I bought the full season pass using the free gold bricks from this crystal event. And now my alt account that I never would have spent a penny on now has the full season pass, all the resources. It's got bond badges. It's got all kinds of great stuff. Tremendous return on investment. That's a no-brainer.
Hmm.
If you've got bricks, you definitely want to get in there after you get your tailors and your tech centers and your build queues and all the good stuff, right? So it's a great option. The fact that you can use the silver bricks then on events as additional supplemental currency, you get so many silver bricks because that's the only place you can use silver bricks in right now. So for me, I'm in here, I'm buying out the gold bricks every single time. I know that I have a buddy in the server who is Violent Diarrhea is the name that he goes by. Great guy, competitive as hell, strong player, really cool. But he always buys the take all weekly pass. So he looks at this and he says, you know what?
No.
I'm always gonna spend on events anyway. I'm gonna spend
Mm,
my five. He's mid high spender. So he's gonna be
mm,
spending in events. He says, you know what? I'm just gonna use the weekly pass because that's $20 I know I'm going to spend. So
no.
he's perfectly happy to take the take all weekly pass. Me on every account, I'm
Mm.
buying out the gold and then I'm buying out whatever I have left over, I'm gonna use on silver.
But it doesn't even make any sense. Like that doesn't make any
No,
sense because if you buy, even if you were thinking that like you use 20,000, you're gonna get the same amount of gold bricks. It's just like you said, the gold bricks are more versatile. Like I've talked about this,
there's
the weekly pass. Honestly, even if you're a mid to high spend, the things that you're getting, hero experience, you don't need it. You get it so much of it in the game. You don't need that in this weekly pass. And then also the resources. You get gold that you buy. Don't buy resources in this game. Don't ever buy it for money, currency, anything. Don't buy the resources. If you're buying resources, it's just like you're late. You can collect it. You're going to go gold zombies. There's so many other ways that you can get resources in this game. Just wait it out. I mean, it's free in the game if you just wait it out. The things that aren't aren't coming to you across the board. Those are the things you want to buy, right? Like the gold, we just talked about it. And you just talked about it. Silver bricks, right? Silver bricks are ammo. Ammo you buy. You're not coming across ammo. Ammo gives you gear. Gear is what you want. You know what I mean? Like, so to me, you're better off not buying this, using, let's say you use 3, you get the only 3 of real great value in the weekly pass, you buy individually instead. And now that gives you 5,000 extra. You can get 5,000 of the silver bricks. And guess what that gets you? 20 extra bullets in the ammo event. So now not only did you take care of yourself with the 3 great things in the weekly pass, but now you also got the 20 extra ammo bullets for the same thing
Yep.
you would have got for hero experience and some gold. What's better?
Yep.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't agree with that. I'll also tell you from a high spender perspective, I'm not touching any of these 3. So the diamonds would be something I'd touch, but only I think that the silver bricks are very valuable to get the extra ammo. So ammo equals red prints. So if you collect the ammo, it makes total sense, even from a high spender perspective, to go after silver bricks to get the extra ammo. So you can go to the bulls, to go to the event now. That makes total sense. And if you can get all of the silver bricks, then you go for the diamonds. Because to be honest with you, Cero, like from a spender perspective, spenders are buying this. Spenders got bricks and they got mobilization. They don't need these 3. They need more diamonds. So from a free to play, low spender, mid spender perspective, you're dead on. Like these are you're spot on with what you should be doing, especially gold bricks. That's without a doubt best thing for this event.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Honestly, this is the kind of change that I wish they would have done before they stripped everything out of all of the stores. How different how different would the conversation have been
Mm,
if they dropped Crystal Event and then they say, "Oh, and by the way, we're changing Glittering, and by the way, we're changing Bounty Hunter, and by the way, we're changing Ammo Bonanza. But don't worry because we got you covered on the front end." Like I feel like they were
mm,
burying the lead on this one, and part of me
mm,
feels like this was in response to the community outcry to like, hey, like it's fine that you want to limit growth and curtail spending and whatever your reasons are, you're making changes, you're adjusting things in the way that we got used to playing this game.
mm,
Pull this out first to kind of soften the blow, because the conversation I would be having with people about the changes to the Emma Bazana or Bounty Hunter or any of these events, it would have been such a different conversation over the course of the last 2.5 months if this was what came out first, right? Like that's probably a lesson learned from their perspective. They pulled the trigger pretty quickly on let's just slow the spending, slow the growth, and then come up with a solution after the fact. It
mm.
feels like this was something they designed retrospectively, but you know what, I like that it's, you know what you got to do, you got to attack. It encourages you to experiment with formations. It doesn't matter whether you're a tank main or a missile main or an air main or whatever. You've got a lot of flexibility in how you
Right.
can engage with the event, and it's just consistent rewards. Like you're always going to get paid for participating. 3 attacks a day is no sweat off my nose, right? So this is good. I feel like I wish they would have started with this. I like what they've done with it. They've opened up accessibility. Now even total mobilization is accessible without having to spend a dime. You buy the tickets, you can buy the mobilization coupons directly here, or you can
Mhm,
decide to use some of your gold clicks. You know what? The choice is up to you.
right.
Just do me a favor. If you're a free to play, even a spender, don't buy the month pass, please. Don't don't piss it away on your fourth squad that's not going to do anything for you, nothing for your growth,
Yeah.
nothing for, oh, but the gathering bonuses. Screw that gathering bonuses. Being an engineer, take the 1 talent point, do that before you use this to buy the monthly pass.
Yeah.
Please give
Yeah.
me at least that
Uh,
much.
let's go and give a shout out. So a couple things I want to give a shout out here and show you guys. So here is the Discord that we always talk about, right? So I gotta come over here and show you. And this is shout out to Cero and Bun Bun, admins for the WWC Discord. There is a Crystal Boss channel for you all that they created. Amazing, by the way. The conversation in here. Full credit to Delbone. If you come in here and see the man is like Sarah said, he's honestly is become a freaking WWC legend at this point. Like the guy, the amount of time and effort and energy he does, along with Cero, by the way, who's got his own guides that he's throwing out there, by the way. But do you want to give Delbone a little credit and talk about his guide that he kind of created for the WWC?
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of amazing. So what he's been doing is collecting some of the results as well as some of the testing that folks in his alliances have come back with, look through the different combinations and formations. And not only has he put together a list of the different comps and the different teams, but the formations, lineups, but even the position of the heroes. And then he gives you some of his reasoning on why people are seeing results on this. Because here's the thing, when you understand the why and a new game mode comes out, or an awakening comes out, or you get your new exclusive, once you start to understand the why behind it, and you don't have to become a scholar in last war to figure this out, but he gives you just a little nugget that you need to know in order to figure out, well, why is this working, what's kind of causing this to give me more damage, why are people using Adam, I thought you needed 5 of every hero. He goes into that and gives you a bit of an understanding and a bit of an explanation on why these teams are working. And honestly, it's been awesome. There have been some wild swings in damage. We've seen some crazy stuff on there. One of the things that I put, and you can scroll through the Discord, you see all kinds of different stuff. I tested the blue radar theory, which we're going to talk about in a minute. I tested the mushroom skin. I tested war fever. I tested banners, all the little extra buffs that you can do. Which ones matter, which ones don't matter, what's worth your time, what isn't worth your time. And one of the things that we realize is, honestly, a string of lucky crits is make or break. That's really what it came down to a lot of the time. Somebody would get a magic bullet and say, "Oh, this magically worked for me, and this is the best formation, and this is absolutely the best." But then you run it, the rest of the week, 3, 4, 5 days, and you'd be like, "Actually, I was pretty consistent. That was just a lucky hit that I happened to get." So the more people contribute, the more samples we get, the more accurate this is going to be. But what he's done here is really taken the time to experiment with some of the stuff, some of the things that you wouldn't think about doing, like Air Atom is one of the more interesting things that came out of this. For a while, people have been working when you want to add more damage, particularly to tank. Players coming out of season 3, and some even as early as season 2, if you can believe it, are putting Adam inside the tank team with Kim up front, and you've got typically Murphy holding down the fort because Adam's skill counterattack causes whenever a frontline hero gets hit, after he uses his tactics, the counterattack means that they deal back damage to whoever attacked them. So it reflects damage and increases the damage of your front heroes. So what people have been experimenting with tank teams since the beginning of season 3 with the awesome the synergy that he has with Scarlet when she goes UR is just finding different opportunities to mix it up. Another popular mixed squad hero is Lucius, but typically for defensive reasons. You see people throw Lucius into tank and it evens the field against air teams. You see people throw Lucius against missile team to kind of close the gap on tank. So these are the two key heroes. If you're someone who wants to experiment, you're someone who wants to try out these mixed squads, what's going on with these tactic cards, what's going on with these heroes. Adam and Lucius are the ones that continue to show up in these different mixed formations. And the Crystal event is no different. You start to see them getting mixed up and mixed in into a bunch of different places. And one of the things that we found is that even though you lose some of the same faction bonus, so the mechanic in Crystal Event is when you use 5 of the same type of hero. What I mean, 5 tank, 5 missile, 5 air, you get a 30% damage bonus on the damage that's being done. But what people are finding, depending on how developed your heroes they are, depending on what your exclusive weapons look like, depending on your mastery, your chips even, what people have been finding is that sometimes they'll throw Adam in with their air team or they'll throw Adam in with their tank team and they're getting bigger damage. The reason that you care about that is because the way Crystal Event works is there are certain milestones that you hit. And once you clear all of the damage in a given milestone, that's an extra 5,000 of the amethyst crystals that you get for that week. So clear your first milestone clean, that's 5,000. Clear the second one, that's another 5,000. And if you're doing enough damage to clear the third one, that's another 5,000. So you can continue to get these amethyst crystals week on week. The more damage you do, the higher your milestones are, the more crystals you can expect to get. The building itself inside of your base that you build to access the crystal event also generates resources. You can continue to level them. The great thing about that is just doing your daily tasks that you should be clearing every day anyway gives you all the resources you need to level that crystal building. Because it doesn't get affected by professions, it doesn't force you to be an engineer to try to double dip on the daily task rewards. It's completely agnostic. So it's one of the rare examples where they actually thought through the different ways that people would game this because they don't want people having any additional advantages beyond the power of their team that they've already developed. So it's really cool that you're able to gauge your progress, see how much damage you do, see how well you're doing. I can see here you've got the different testing that I ran. I tried Adam with the mixed squad with my air team, and I saw kind of a mixed result. Didn't make too much of a difference. I tried the ever popular blue radar. So blue radar,
Cero. Who's this
yeah.
guy? Who's this character?
Oh God,
Who's this? How did you work with the developers to get a new hero?
that's you know what he's trying his best. Okay, he's out there working hard,
I
nine
love
to
it.
five.
I love
You
it.
know, R.I.P. Dolly Parton. He's putting in his hours.
I love it.
But yeah, you know what? I tried a bunch of different stuff. I tried the mixed teams. I tried the blue radar. So one of the funny quirks in the game is that the blue quality radar, when you upgrade it all the way, gives you 72 attack, and it's the only way to put attack in the radar slot. So I for science, I built a bunch of blue radars and I gave it my attacks. I tried it on my main team. I tried it on my alt account as well. And honestly, just the regular damage RNG that you get is completely washes away any potential small bonus that you have on
A-
blue radars.
a-
It
And
it
let's
just wasn't worth
compare.
it.
Let's compare this to your highest damage, right? Because that's the biggest point. So you're looking
Oh
at
yeah.
5.5 billion is what you're comparing to all these numbers here and what he was able to
Yep.
accomplish. So 5.5 billion compared to what you were able to do with the blue radar trick, you ended up with 5.2 billion with the blue radar as high as you got.
Yep.
So
It did not move the needle. It did not buy me another power tier. It did not get me more rewards. The only thing it did was let me burn some gold. But guess what? That's what we do so that you don't have to.
there you go. And then here's your next one, your mushroom base that you tried.
Yeah. Now, the mushroom base was interesting because depending on whether you ask support in game or you ask support in Discord, they give you different answers as to whether or not the mushroom base affected anything at all. One of the things I found is that, yes, one of my lower attacks that I had did happen with the mushroom base, but the rest of the tests that I did with the mushroom base actually seemed to raise the floor. You're still subject to lucky crits, good or bad, as to whether or not you have a good string of hits or a good string of lows, but mushroom base apparently does, in fact, affect the amount of damage that you do to the crystal boss, which is nice, particularly if you're in season 6, because that allows you to double dip the 5% attack bonus that a normal base skin will give you. And you're able to use the mushroom base 5% damage done to monsters. So it's a good skin going into season 6 to double dip. If you're at the beginning of the game, if you're in early seasons and you finally get to a versus, I forget if I think it's season 3 where they expand the versus tech and add the roulette wheel. If I'm not mistaken, it could be wrong. But you know, the UR gifts and people saying, well, why would I ever do that? Why would I ever do that? Well, one of the things that you can do with UR gifts is you can trade them with other players who get them through the roulette wheel, get yourself 1,500 points, and then come season 6, buy yourself a skin. And there's a return on that investment because that mushroom base skin now it has a practical use. It'll push your damage score up in the crystal event, which has some real returns on currencies that you can use to buy power in events. So yeah, it's been a fun week and a half or so seeing all the different comps and variations that people get through the crystal event. Of course, now I'm going into season 6 and I'm wondering just how big a swing Awakening is going to do. So you know Kim Awakening comes out in a day or two, so
Hmm.
I'm expecting my tank mains out here to start monstering this completely. My buddy All the Smoke has been hyped as hell to get his Kim kind of flattening people, and he's looking forward to slapping some air mains around for a couple weeks while we wait for Diva. So, you know, you're eating good if you're tank at the beginning of
Uh,
season 6. And I want to see how big of an impact it makes on the Crystal boss. you can count on everyone contributing to that Crystal Boss channel in Discord to keep the hope alive, keep the tank dream alive.
Yeah.
So look forward
Yeah.
to some new testing coming later this week.
It'll be good to see, especially when you can start getting those big bonuses at 2 star with the 20% bump and the 40% bump. So we go here though. Ultimately, it was your standard attack that ended up being your highest. So you got air was your highest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's here?
Full air was my highest, including Carly. Go figure. Carly, and Diva, Morrison, Lucius, and Skylar was my highest hit. And it was the darnest thing because I don't know if a lower level Carly would make a difference. I don't know if it was because my Carly was 20. I don't know if it was because my air mastery's at 100%. But out of all the testing that I did, those five were really what did it. And now in my Crystal Boss lineup, I've got Morrison Diva on the front. Then on the back row, I've got Carly, Lucius, Skylar. And that's ultimately what gave me my highest damage for the Crystal Boss.
Just so if they want to copy you, because it's not listed here, just to be clear, did you have your Carly in the one spot?
Yeah, so the way I got my highest damage, I had my Carly in the one spot, and then you can follow the rest. So then you
Okay.
had Diva in the two spot, and
Yep.
then
Yep.
Morrison in three, Lucius in four, Skylar in five.
Okay. Yep. Just so everybody knows. So that was your top thing. So this was awesome. Cero put together, amazing. As he said, right in the Discord channel. Put all this stuff out, and you know how much it costs you. You know how many bricks you have to pay to come in here and find all this information. You know how many silver bricks you get charged coming in here, getting this info
No,
from Cero. Tell them, Cero, how much they got to pay you.
it's premium content. We give it to you at the reasonable price of not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. Just come on up in here and get this info. And by the way, while you're in here, contribute. Thanks, Cero, and thank Delbone. I mean, the guy Delbone. I don't have enough to say good about Delbone. Honestly, the guy's an absolute legend. Like truly, just an absolute legend.
He is. He
It's
is.
just crazy. It's just crazy how much he contributes to the server. And you ask a question out there, and if Delbone's around to answer it, be careful. Be careful, because you just make sure you're buckled firmly in your seat, because he's about to knock your ass right the hell off with all the info he's got for you. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, there's this weird dude to summon Delbone if you want him to participate in the Discord. Just post some sketchy combat reports. We've got a channel in the Discord. We do.
Yeah.
We've got a channel in the Discord under the discussion category called Battle Report Breakdown. And that is Professor Delbone's clinic. And he holds court on a daily basis, and he's happy to break down your battle reports and help you understand exactly why you got your teeth kicked in by a full air squad.
Yeah. Really, guys, like he's not lying either. Like he's in here. Put your battle report in. Go on. Get after him. Test him. Test him. I dare you. You're looking for a sparring session. We're looking forward to watching it. So go after him. Love it. Yeah, that's your Crystal Boss. So myself, as you can see, I have not been able to get through the armor. Cero, this is as close as I can get so far. 76% is as close as I can get with my missile squad. So not enough. Not enough here. But I was hoping to get through the armor and get into the boss battle area, but no. I do have 50,000 amethyst though. So pretty good.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
What are
yeah.
you up to with amethyst?
So here's the thing. Before season six began, that 5.5 was enough for me to clear the weapon, the radar, and the chip. So that was enough for me to clear three tiers. Once season six kicks over, and I'm assuming it's because of Awakening, it moved the goalpost on me. So now that same 5.5 isn't enough to clear the chip anymore. Now I need 7.2 to clear the chip, which is
Hmm.
similar to the same goals and benchmarks that you've got there.
Yep.
But when we're doing the math a bit on the Discord, trying to figure out how many amethyst crystals we can look forward to pretty consistently getting. And once your amethyst, once you've got it up to, we think it stops at level 30. If it keeps going to 35, then we can get a pretty comfortable 90,000 amethyst crystal a month, or mid spend, give or take, low mid spend. But you'll be able to reliably buy out all the gold bricks comfortably, and you'll be able to buy out most, if not all, of the silver bricks for free to play, low spend. So it's good. It's good investment. You're going to be able to get a lot done. And you also get participation awards based on the number of attacks that you do. So guess what? Even if you aren't buying anything and you're just simply participating, they give you some exclusive weapons. You get some shards. We were just talking about how the game is just throwing exclusive weapon shards at you. Where guess what?
Yeah.
Here's another place where they're throwing weapon shards at you just based off the number of hits that you did. Every milestone here is giving you more amethyst crystals. It's giving you 5 exclusive weapon shards. So you've got stuff going there. Speaking of exclusives, here's a hot tip. One of the
Hot tip.
things they added in season 6, under the legend return. So during the season, when you get your first kill rewards on regular zombies or doom elites, you get a special hero summon ticket that is only usable during the season,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called legend returns. Now, that typically features the heroes that are being highlighted during that season. So, for instance, in season 1, you've got Kim, you've got Diva, you've got Tesla, so on and so forth throughout the seasons. The difference is that those give you weapon hero shards from season 1 to season 5. Starting in season 6, they give you weapon shards for those tickets. And I typically clear anywhere from 8 to 900 of those hero return tickets in a given season. So imagine in 5 seasons, I come into season 6 fully loaded with like 6,000 of these hero return tickets. You immediately start pulling on those tickets, and you get a ton of weapon shards from that because you're getting weapon shards for Swift, you're getting weapon shards for Carly, you're getting weapon shards for Kim, for Murphy, like all of those weapon shards that you're looking forward to. Let's see, it's Kim, it's Tesla, it's Diva, it's Murphy, it's Carly, and Swift. So you get weapon shards now with those hero return tickets when you're opening them up in season 6. So if you're in an earlier season, don't be so eager to burn those up. Wait it out, because season 6, they're gonna flood you with weapon shards, and you can get a nice bump, not just in your hero shards, but your exclusive weapons as well.
It's truly exactly what I do, Cero, is in the beginning of the season, like you said, you get the hero shards, which is phenomenal. You also could use them early in the season to get whatever the source material is to get a head start in the season if you
Oh
use
yeah.
them. So like saving those legend returns, typically, I like to use them at the end, which you see. I think you can see how many. Where are they? Where are the tickets kept? In the heroes? Oh, probably in the heroes. Where do they? Oh, right here. Recruitment ticket. Survivor recruitment. Is this the one? Is it Heroes Return? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Heroes Return, that's
So
the
I
one.
have 919 of them ready for season 7.
There you go. You love to see it.
Yeah, so I do this every season. It's a great strategy, actually, Cyril, because you save all the. It gets to the point of the season where I won't use them anymore. So we get about halfway somewhere in there, and then I just stop. So what I like is, like I said, it has a lot of whatever season material is usually locked up into here. So if on day 1, what I do is I unlock as many as possible. I just unlock them all, and I get a whole shit ton of the season material, which usually gives me an enormous jump on everybody in regards to my buildings and everything we're trying to do. And so it just gives me a jump on anything, from attacking the monster, to anything you're collecting that season. Getting it faster allows you to contribute more. So if you're thinking, well, what's the rush? What's the difference of collecting all that? I'll tell you, if you can become strong enough to start fighting the zombies early on, like killing the city guards and things that are guarding, you get a lot of experience from that in your alliance to kill them, as opposed to if you're too weak to do that, you have to watch everybody else kill it and you can't contribute, then you miss out on a lot of the experience to build with that. So one of the things you could do to get an early start and be stronger and helping everybody do those things is by saving these tickets and using them early in the season. So I kick off the season by using all of those. What up, compliance? Little arrow in the house.
That's right.
Yeah, so great. Keep on those tickets. Save them.
Yep.
Save them up. Don't forget, Arena 3v3, 10-minute mark for all you folks.
Oh, yeah.
It's your reminder. Make sure you're doing it. It's in. Visiting.
I'm just going to toss in pieces. Something that some people don't realize is that in the leaderboards that you have in the game, and there's a couple of them, Frontline Breakthrough is one of them. The other one are your Rampage bosses, the overall rankings, your 3v3 arena, and your Storm arena. You can like the leaders on each of those leaderboards 3 times every day to get 30 diamonds for every like. It's small. It's not a big deal, but you get into the habit and you don't even notice you're doing it. But get into the habit of putting likes on those leaderboards because, they toss you a little something. Maybe it buys you a truck refresh on the house.
You know how you can remember doing
Mm.
that? Well, we're in the middle of this. I got a few left. Let me bring you real quick and show you my man in them. Captain Hedgehog. Yes. Our partner, Captain Hedgehog. And what do you have here? Well, you sign up and you actually get your own personal dashboard. Your own personal dashboard here, which is absolutely awesome. And let me show you something. Down here in what Cero's talking about, they have a daily checklist. And for all you that are new to playing this game, please go check this out, because what it does is get you in great habits on checking these things off. Tells you everything you need to do during the week to make sure that you're checking all the things and taking advantage of all the things that you need to in this game to build. This list is exactly what you need to do. And I know that he has in here somewhere, he already has it built for you to do that as a reminder. VIP points, Alliance member, grab daily free here. What's in here somewhere? One of your daily things to do. Donate, text, play this, read announcements, and register for claim Alliance gifts, participate. Purchase items in store, purchase items in Alliance store. Maybe not. Maybe I'm making that up. I'm pretty sure. I thought I saw that he said, oh, right here. Hero.
Yep. There it is.
Like Arena. So what he says here, this is in your Captain Hedgehog, and you can, by the way, you can put whatever you want in here by hitting manage, and you can add a custom task to your list if you want. If something's on here that's not that you want to do, then go ahead and put it yourself on here. But then you can just check the box. I did that, crosses out, which is great for any OCD people to know that you did all your things. Eventually, great. If you played this game long enough and you're already doing these things and you're building up and you're doing awesome, amazing for you. But if you're not, don't be ashamed. Go out here and slowly check your things to get in a great habit for yourself of checking all of these things off and making sure you're doing them. That's so important. And there's a beautiful one on here that you really ought to do, and it says read Alliance announcements. Read Alliance. Yes. Please check that every day, please. Like often talked about, not done enough of. Read those Alliance announcements. But yeah, this is a great tool. You were just saying that made me think of it, like Captain Hedgehog, and he continues to add things, put more things on here. And by the way, it's your own personal dashboard. One more thing I'll tell you that's on here that actually came up, I think, on our Discord today, is people were wondering, where the hell do I know where the mobile tasks are? If I want to plunder, where are they, Cero? How do I know where they are? And
Captain Hedgehog has you covered.
he has that covered for you. He shows you nearby shiny tasks. So if you're looking for things to plunder, you want to know where they are, he has them in here. You can go find your shiny things to plunder and go get them. Go get those tasks. So he lets you know.
Absolutely. And you know what? Cap is super responsive. It's great on his Discord. People will ask mechanic questions. People have written user stories, which software development, that's taking some of I don't mean to yuck anyone's yum, but, he's doing this independently. He has, when he came on the podcast, kind of explained that's a bit of his background. So he's got that understanding. He's adding features all the time. He's adding functionality all the time. You find something that behaves weird or doesn't look right, or hey, I'm on server 2319 and actually my golden tasks are on this date. He's super responsive, super engaged. Join the Captain Hedgehog on Monday, and you can expect to see it and get it resolved. I've reached out to him with very specific, weird things that I clicked on the right combination of buttons in a certain way, just behaves weird, and he knocks it
Mm-hmm.
out and takes care of it. And guess what? He charges the same subscription fee we do, which is not a damn thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he really is. He will eventually. I know you guys are getting a lot of ads and stuff. Like he does that to support his site, so he lives off of donations and supports his site through ads sometimes and everything else. If the ads annoy you, he will be coming out with a donation tier to get rid of the ads to just be like ad free that you support it for a month. So I know that's coming down the line. We have more to come on that. I've been in discussion with him about that. So more to come for exclusive stuff for the WWC that he's going to have. So yeah, more to come. Guy's awesome. And really, before season 7 comes out, because I always say he is the leader of guides. Everybody, whoever is your favorite YouTube, Captain Hedgehog is your favorite YouTuber's favorite guide man, because it's
Yes.
like so many duplicates out there just grabbing his shit. The guy is I don't know how he gets it out so fast, man. It's amazing how good and how much time he gets out these guides, how amazing they are. So yeah, I love him. He's fantastic. And we
Yeah.
love him because we only have 2 partners and we keep it that way.
Yep.
And he's one of them.
Here's a just a little nugget of truth here. A lot of people inside the game are, especially with your competitive alliances, your active alliances, even some of the casual alliances are starting to use tools like ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini, etc., to pull together information, pull together guides, build infographics, build competitive analysis. If you want to instantly increase the accuracy of anything you're trying to build using one of these AI tools, tell it, oh, and by the way, use Captain Hedgehog, and immediately multiplies the accuracy of the tool. But the way he's got it laid out on the site, honestly, I have go tos. I live on the site when I'm looking at tech calculations, when I'm looking at guerrilla calculations.
Hmm.
Right now, at the beginning of the season, I'm trying to figure out what should my virus resistance be to go after level 3 pawns. He's got a virus resistance calculator. Did you know that? If you didn't know that, you do now. And he can help you understand what your damage reduction is going to be against the enemy, what you're likely to succeed on, what the highest possible doom elite could be. Ton of helpful tools on the site. I can't sing his praises enough.
Yeah, I'll bring it up for you.
Yeah.
There you go. Here's your
Yep. It,
virus
yeah.
resistance calculator for you.
It's great. Yeah, I'm sitting here in my announcements that I put into the alliance to let them know when we're going to be pushing. And I say, this is when we're going to take this one. This is the target. We're going to forecast that you need to be at a certain level to participate in leading the rallies. And this is exactly how I figured that out. This is the exact tool. I put in my virus. I look at all the temporary buffs. Well, what if I use my Monster Slayer card? There's another 250. What if I add protectors? There's another 250. What if we unlock the fashion tech? There's another 250. Like, you can keep twisting the knobs and dialing it up to see exactly when you hit that milestone, when you hit that
Mhm.
threshold. And you can just plan your captures and plan your progress with this so that you don't waste time waiting for virus resistance when you could be making progress.
I, I can't. How about his? How about honestly his just his tech, just the tech
Oh,
guide, that
dude.
like the calculators and everything else that he does. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just
It's
crazy all the stuff he
amazing.
has.
It's amazing. I remember one of my buddies in season one was asking how much tech do we need to finish unlocking tier 10, and we didn't have Captain Hedgehog in season one. I was like, I don't know, a bunch. It feels like it's a bunch.
A
Just
bunch.
imagine all the valor you've spent. It's gonna be more than that. Because
Yeah.
at that point, we spent valor on what? We wasted valor on truck tech because we didn't know any better. We
Hmm.
worked on siege. We worked on defense fortification. Or like, oh, special forces. What's that? Looks important. I guess I'll put my points in there. So you got guys sitting in there with 100% of special forces because they were none the wiser. But now you can plan everything in here. You can model buffs. You can monitor your discount percentages. If you've got the senior scientist and you got your war leader, you can say, well, give me win-win. What does that do to the cost? What does that do to the time? Awesome utility. I used that to figure out how much valor it was going to take for me to unlock tactical weapon in the tech central. Again, in the Discord, if you fish in there, there's a tactical weapon guide that I put out, which includes the valor cost. I said, look, if you want to go 140-40, yeah, you're going to save some valor, but you're really not going to save as much time as you think by going 140-40.
Mm,
Ultimately, you're just buying yourself a couple weeks and, propping up a third team that's really not going to open doors for you. So
exactly.
and this is exactly the tool that let me do the analysis. A lot
Yep.
of great information in here.
Yeah, I mean that's where I came up with it too. Honestly, like I did the 100 and 180 and I saw people doing the 40-40 and it just made me think like free to play. I understand people are trying to get into tactical a little bit faster, but you just keep pushing that team that you're not going to use. Like, you eventually you have to because you have to get the 39% tactical and then you come back. But it's the point of when you come back, you're going to be ready for that second team. Like we talked about the same thing with the chips, right? Your exclusive weapons are getting a 30. By the time people are ending up getting enough valor to push 100 to 80 and then coming back into tactical and getting the 39% and having to come back to mastery to do 100%, it's so much more valuable to have 180 for that second team. Your wall is stronger. Your tactical's at 39% for crying out loud. Like you're strong,
Exactly.
at that point. Like so you really could do wonders with that second team actually holding your wall or fighting with that second team, one or the other. Having this to 100%, whatever your second team ends up being. Uh, and then the tactical, I mean, you can figure out from a tactical perspective, you need 1.43 million is really what it is. It's just boggling. That's with the 5% reduction, by the way. Even if you get a 10% reduction, it's 1.36 million for Valor. It's outrageous. Really.
It
And
is.
this is exactly why, by the way, that I don't spend on Valor. Because it's just it's just ridiculous. I'm really not going to spend on a weekly 1,000 valor. It's like bringing sand to the beach. I don't even worry about it. I just go like just you, free to play or low spender. I get a little bit more because our team is stronger and we get all the benefit of being in the top 10. We get those good valor stuff. We get pushes from that point of view. I might buy a train here and there. I get a little bit 1,000 here and there for that you might not get. Maybe on the bullseye week, I spend a little bit, get a little bonuses out of the spending for valor. Sure, there's a couple places, but for the most part, I've never just strictly gone into an event like Bounty or something like that and cleaned out the valor. That's how people are doing it. It's crazy how much it is. And honestly, it's like $40,000 to try to do that, to just buy out the valor to get there. It's crazy. It's
It's
just
nuts.
yeah, I think that was created way before they tried to do all this stuff where they're doing their prices and they're changing and whatever. I personally, Cero, I have a firm belief that at some point somebody is going to help with the Valor collection to make it a little bit easier, a little bit faster to try to reach these goals. Because it's really going to take you 2 years to just complete tactical. I'm not concerned with it right now. I don't think anybody really is because there's nothing else to do in the tech tree anyway, guys. Right? We're all on the same page. There's nothing else we could do. So the least of our worries is, man, we got to hurry up and complete tactical, or you got to hurry up and complete the master. You got nothing else to do. Don't worry about it. You got nothing else to do there. So I think this becomes more of a story if all of a sudden they are coming out with something new or they want to actually attack tech and give us something, whether it be non-valor. And I would like to think that they're not going to have valor anymore, but there are an awful lot of people out there, whales and the like, that still have Valor to do. So just think if they came out with something in addition to tactical that was Valor, they would come out with hopefully maybe a Valor building. Oh, what did I say? Did I say that? Oh,
Oh, nice.
remember, guys, I'm unofficial, so that means nothing. So there you go. Okay. But a Valor building would be nice to help you create the Valor on your base, right? If they allowed you to buy Valor, maybe with Alliance contributions or, something in the store to allow you to buy it for free, maybe silver bricks, something that they would allow you to get Valor a little bit faster. The game should do it, especially if their idea is to allow those whales to use that Valor that they're stockpiled in there. So,
Yeah, and it's a funny thing, and because the tactical is so damn expensive that by the time you get 300% in mastery, your
mhm,
second team is going to have probably all level 20 exclusives,
mhm.
probably your key pieces. I'm talking armors, radars, and your main damage dealer guns are probably going to be 4 dots. So by the time you even get around to tactical and you've got your 300% mastery, you're actually working with two fairly competent teams making progress through the game. So it's not
Yeah.
even about just stacking on one. Now the benefits multiply. Then the next bottleneck is, when do we get dare I say it, a second drone parts workshop? Would it be such a crime to double the number of free parts that we get? Huh? Do I want too much, QB? Is that what it is? Am I asking for too
I
much?
think that's much, but what they did do to help out with that, Cero, is one of my favorite spots to contribute to the drone parts, and that is the $5 weekly pass. This is a phenomenal deal that now you can get with your gold bricks. The drone
Oh
parts
yeah.
weekly pass, which is available as early as season 1, folks. If you're taking advantage of that, pushing to 250 for that awesome 5% damage reduction that comes with 200. I'm sorry, 200 drone 200. Getting 400, even 100 a week for $5, a 400 for $20. If they keep pushing these the bricks towards you, it's a great thing to start looking at, especially after your Taylor is 4 stars. Maybe you go after a little bit of Shirley to push because you like to get that bump for the arena. Something you're going after a little Shirley, but for $5, if they keep giving you that, if they make this crystal boss permanent, it is a great place to look for yourself early on. And as you move through the game, another thing that's a great place to look after your past season 1, you come into season 4, the armament core, great stuff to push those
Oh yeah.
T11s. So
Yep.
you'll love those things. Well, so we had a great conversation, me and Compliance Day, which we often do. People ought to get into our watch me and Compliance arrow over here. You see in our chat. Awesome. We have good back and forths on the game and the future of the game and how it takes place and whatever. So Sarah, I'd like to get your thoughts on this. So my thought is, with all these changes that have been going on, everybody's upset about, that's whales and the like. I feel it's more free to play, low spend. We're heading in the right direction, regardless of how we got here or why they're doing it. It's really created quite the ceiling in the game, and I don't know if people really understand the ceiling that's out there. You're hearing people that are crying for the people that are strongest in the game, right? The real mega whales out there, and we gotta let them go, help them. No, we don't. No, we don't. They're high enough, 140 million, 145 million, right? But they've hit their peak, they've hit their ceiling. So one thing, Cero, I find interesting is these folks have been really been able to bully anybody they want in the game, right? As they've spent their money and they've gotten as strong as they are, right? Nobody can really touch them or compete with them. They're used to being able to stop everybody and go into a battle and just fight and clear everybody, right? And now what you're going to start to see, and I'm already seeing it from people, is they're not able to burn everybody. And you may look at that gap and you think, well, yeah, but they're just going to keep buying and going. They're unreachable at this point. And it's really not true. They aren't unreachable. Because you have to understand where the goalpost is. Now, if you think unreachable you're going to be able to burn them, yeah, of course. You're not going to be able to burn them. No one's going to be able to burn them. You'd have to be 170 million squad to burn them, 180 million. Who knows what you'd have to be to burn them? Who cares about burning them? The point is that where they're going to be able to just not burn everybody around them is the point, right? So,
Yep.
so you may think, well, somebody's 140 million squad. Well, they can just burn anybody forever. Not true. Not true, because power in this game is not created equal. It depends on how your build is. So let me give you a perfect example of somebody who's built on our own server. When you look at somebody like Doberman. So let's look at power, what power really looks like. Where does power come from? And what is this like really strong power in this game? And I'm going to tell you that 140 million is not anybody's target. There's people out there at 147 million, 150 million in this game. The real power comes from not what they're able to build anymore. Mega whales can only get power from a couple spots, which is why they want to be able to spend, which is why the game is almost, boring to them. They want to, because they can't do anything here. This is where their power is coming from. Exclusives after 30 is where they're able to do. And they're able to do, maybe they can try to get level 12, 13 components. They can try to do this, but I can tell you that I talked to Stickman probably 6 months ago when he did level 11, and he told me how disappointing in power increase it was to go from 10 to 11 even when he shared it with me. So that's that.
Man.
And then also they're getting it from the wall. You'll see their 140 million, they're actually 20 million as a wall, 25 million as a wall. But the power that they get from that wall is nowhere near the power that people are gaining on them. So now let's look at Doberman as a perfect example of this. Doberman is 100 million. He's actually probably, let's see his strongest. Let's go with his overlord so I can show you strongest. Let's say he's 111 million, incredibly strong. To the point I'm telling you, his 111 million, his wall can already stop somebody who's hitting him at around 140 million. Imagine that, Cero. Yes, 130 million, 140. He can stop. Now it's going to take everything on his wall to do it, and he can burn through to get to his wall. But his wall holds up, right? Now, how is he built? How is he built here? Well, he's got all level 30. Obviously, his gear is gone. His skills are gone. That's not the question. The question is, look at his other spots. He's 275 in drone, right? He's all basically on all his other teams, his max teams, he's 40 chips. This is 3v3, so this is his weakest one. He's 40 chips on all his thing. Combat boost is 900, right? Okay, you look at his overlord. He's elite ace 5, which is almost like it's ridiculous considering the next step up is like ultimate overlord, I think, which is the top you could be on an overlord. So his overlord is just about maxed. 800 for special training. He is 56% in tactical here. Everything else is maxed. Missile, all other tech. So his one spot he can gain is here. We talked about 25 levels on the drone, and you talk about when you talk about 40% in tactical. That's it. His deco is actually high at 9 million. That's high for deco. Your tactic cards, everything else. He's maxed out in T11s. And his wall and his power. So he is already 111. So where is the power going to come from here, Cero? He can only get 40% more in tactical and 25 on the drone to get it to 300. Everything else is already maxed. So this will tell you the things that actually matter in the game really put your power around probably 120, maybe 125, maybe. That's all the stuff that really matters. After that, it's just a game giving you bonus power as far as exclusives and wall and all this other stuff to make it. It's window dressing. It's window dressing power. It's not necessarily that same power as the other things we just talked about. The tactical, the deco, the drone, all the real power that's here, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that the gap as you move forward is going to close. I think you're going to see a lot more people that are going to access, because the Mega Wheels have the ceiling now. You're going to see some of these other folks that are going to catch up. You're going to see people in these servers that you're looking at people in the power, and you have to understand when you start seeing people with power of 430, 450, this is their power they're around. They're stopping people that are 130 million squads. They can't get through their walls. 135 million squads. Think people like this that are 500 million, 550 million THP. So if for now, to me, the goalpost, we always say, well, you just talked about the goalpost moved on you, right? To
Yep.
me, the goalposts haven't moved. They've stopped and they can't move them anymore. And these people are moving down the field. They're getting closer to the goalposts. And the developers, in the way that the spending has stopped, they've made it so as long as you don't come out with anything new, they're not moving. They're there. And so the reason why I bring this up, Cero, is because I think you need to think about how Mega Whales have played this game, knowing they can burn anybody. That's been their game, right? It's power. I pay, I get power, I get the burn, right? So
Yep.
what happens? Do they still enjoy the game at the same level when that isn't the game anymore? When you can't just burn to your will anybody you want. And there are people that can now stop you, not just a handful. There's a bunch of people that start developing the power enough to stop you, where second team on the wall is holding you off. And more do that on the servers. My opinion is a lot of them are going to leave the game. They're going to sell. And they're going to get out. Because I don't think that's been their enjoyment in the game. And I don't think free to play gives a shit. Right? Like,
No.
I don't think low spenders give a shit. So for the game, if they really want to go in this way and what they're doing, why should, if the majority of the players don't give a shit, then why should they? They've got microtransactions going on now. They've got you buying stuff in their own way, right? The slow spenders can still spend and they get the microtransactions. The mid spenders are still spending in the micro, and the high spenders are buying. You're all microtransactions. So they're still making their money. Sure, they might not be making the billions they were making before, but if you can get more players to play and do microtransactions, then what's the difference? You're still bringing in profit and money.
Yep.
So the Mega Whales yelling about quitting or leaving or selling their accounts is just not going to get the audience that it once did. That would be my opinion. What's going to happen?
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, with what they've done with the crystal event, they're effectively conditioning you like, hey, bricks are a resource. And if you got used to, if this is what you can do with $30 worth of bricks, maybe you put in the extra 10 and you buy your season pass, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
you go and you get your weekly core pass because that
Mm-hmm.
$5 core pass will get you tier 11 in time for season 6. Like,
Yeah.
it kind of opens the door for people to be more willing to pay money or buy something, yeah, at a lower moderate level. You
Mm-hmm.
convert, they just celebrated what, 800,000 users.
Yeah.
You convert 1% of those to low spenders and you make up for five whales.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. And I mean, and I know like there's people that are high spenders that are Mega Whales. They've started to find different ways to throw their strength around the bully to buy accounts on like 2300, and we continue to see it, right? Like, what's the new way to go out and try to bully people around on the newer servers to get together and get that strength and whatever. But effectively, it's the gap is closing on what it once was. That's really what the all you could have hoped for to begin with, right? Is that the gap when you start looking at it. And I've always said this from a spending perspective, this game would have always been a lot better if the gap between free to play and low spender was more like 10 million, and low spender to mid spender was more around 20 million, and mid spender to high spender was more like 30 million, right? That would have been more of a realistic gap of things as you played the game, and if you extended as that went, than what you had right now, which was the ceiling being 140 million and the floor being 60 million. Like, it's just ridiculous, right? Like,
Yeah.
you can't enjoy the game as much. And when you have 30 million, you may look at that and be like, well, that's a big difference. It is, but it's rallyable. It's all of a sudden you can get people out of a building if you have a bunch of your team makeup is 60 million, 70 million, 80 million. All of a sudden when somebody comes across with 90 million, it doesn't seem so unbreakable, right? If that whale had 90 million
Yep.
and you were 60. So now your server's made up of a bunch of 60s, a bunch of 70s, a bunch of 80. It's more fun. The game is just at the end of the day more fun that way. So that's what it would be great if they had developed it. They're not. What are you going to cry over spilt milk? They're trying to. The way I look at it, regardless of the reason of, it's repairing itself at this level. If they don't, and I understand that you guys may look at it and be like, yeah, it's boring. Come out with a new building. Come out with a new thing. Come out with something to build. But understand, there's repairing that's happening right now. There's healing that is actually taking place in this game right now by not coming out with those new things, right? Like, come out with the
Yeah.
crystal boss, Cero. Come out with a sandbox so we can, do more fighting and PvPing and experimenting and like let us bide our time that way. Come out with more game content that allows us to play and enjoy the game instead of the new power things that are going to drive people and keep that divide the way it is. Keep this healing going. Allow people to get exclusive level 30s. Allow people to catch up with red gear, blueprints. That's all healthy. That's all great for this game as far as I'm concerned. If you're looking at it at a more healthy level than just, hey, let's, help the strong people keep getting stronger. And that's coming from a high spender, Cero. So, tell them.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely true. Honestly, it's so encouraging to see how many people are making huge strides and really working on their power, really working on their accounts. One of my best friends in the game, MQ, she gained 10 million power on her main squad over the course of season 5 off season, and she's just absolutely monstering it because of all the ways that they give you now to catch up your account. I don't see as many people saying it like, "Oh, I'm not strong enough," or "I don't have the power." No, they're celebrating. Hey, I got tier 11s. Hey, I got another red piece. Hey, I
Yeah.
got my tech is finally shoring up. I'm finally catching up to you guys. Guess what? With all those gold bricks, I bought my other tech center. So watch out. I'm catching up. You guys won't be ahead of me for long. And I love to see that. That's the kind of motivation. That's the
Mm-hmm.
kind of excitement this
Yeah.
late into the game. You can't really buy that. And it's
Mm-mm.
awesome to see. It
Yeah.
really is.
It's healthy. It's healthy for the game because Cyril, what's really exciting about it is stuff people like Delbone and yourself in Discord, but the strategy starts to show of the game, right? Like, let's
Yeah.
get into more of the fighting strategy, the counter strategy, the war strategies. Let's make it actually matter instead of just the ram your base into another base and you spent more money so you won. Like, let's get it more with the strategy and the building of the squads and the mixed squads. And that's why I believe in the sandboxing. Like, allow people to understand and create more heroes where they have more hidden features and skills that people need to find and discover. Don't tell them, make them Easter eggs, make them find them,
Yeah.
make the people love this, like playing that and learning, like, oh, do you have, even like, sure, it was, it didn't work out with the blue, but it was a great thought, right? Let's go after the
Yeah.
blue radar and see if that works. I love the sound of that. Like, it's just so much fun to see people experimenting and trying to find that. We need more of that with the game, more strategy, because I think that counters where it's only was a pay to win strategy where people were just sour on the game for that. I think it would be really good to have more tech, more in the game for people to learn and have access to. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents, but I like it.
Yeah. I love this stuff. I
Hmm.
love the fact that you can think yourself out of a problem as opposed to always having to spend your way out of it, right? It just makes it so much more accessible, and it opens the door to people to find those kinds of creative solutions because the time invested is rewarded through better outcomes, right? Whether you're finding the solution, sharing it with friends,
Hmm.
collaborating with people across literally across the entire game and just finding weird little tricks and optimizations. And that's just the kind of thing that elevates the play. And listen, every good decision you make compounds on one another, right? Every good choice that you make, every just in time investment that you make in the game pays dividends time and again. So, you get used to building those habits, you get used to finding those little pieces, and then guess what? Your silly 90 diamonds a day that you've been working on, if you had dumped that into VIP, you might be VIP 15,
Mm,
16 without spending a penny going into season 6. And that's another 2.5% attack, another 2.5%
mm,
HP. That stuff matters bit by bit, piece by piece.
mm. 100%. 100%, Cero. All right, Cero. That's enough. Anything else you have for the peoples?
No, looking forward to a great season. I'm excited to see the comps that come out of Awakening in Crystal Boss. And by all means, I invite everyone to share your results, post up. You may feel you're not a guide person, you're not a put it together strategy person, but every bit helps, every contribution helps, and we take all comers.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Always great having you. Always great having you on, Cero. Good stuff. Good stuff. Listen, people, could have been anywhere on a Tuesday night, and you chose to spend it with us. And for that, we truly appreciate the hell out of you. For Cero, I'm QB18. Out.